take your pain when the dark is closing in. See, they want to lock me down when they try to take me down. We be flying off the ground when the world is going out, when the earth is falling in. This is the mind, this is the night.
Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to WDRBmedia, the voice of the community, the only station giving you double information and inspiration. You're listening to the KWEENDOM radio show, and I'm your host, LaNinia, the queen with the crooked crown. And today's show is brought to you by Precious Gifts Incorporated, a 501c3 nonprofit organization equipping women and girls for self-sufficiency and wellness to overcome life's obstacles. They will be holding the 2023 Masterpiece Workshop for Women on March 11th, 2023 at the Carol Hefner Center in Uptown Charlotte. Go to preciousgifts.com for more information and to register today for that early bird $33 rate. Well, thank you for joining me today. And today is the first Friday in February. February 3rd this year is flying by, people. I hope you're still on your route for all those changes you wanted to make in this year. And I hope that you're still staying consistent. I'm about 80-20 with the consistency, but I'm not giving up on all of my goals and intentions for this new year. So today we're going to be talking about women's health and more specifically, women's heart health. Today is National Wear Red Day, which is always on the first Friday in February. An annual campaign to raise awareness about heart disease in women. This campaign urges women to learn their risk for heart disease and to take those steps to lower their risk. You know, as you get older, you know, it's unfortunate, but, you know, a lot of our peers, our, you know, fellow friends, college friends, high school friends, are passing away from, you know, health-related conditions. And it's really unfortunate because a lot of things I believe can be prevented if we just take better care of ourselves. You know, and in minority women, it's a high rate of all of these health diseases. And those all can be prevented with just taking some steps to take care of yourself, be healthy. You know, your family needs you, wants you here, and you still have a life to live after 40, 50, 60, you know. So today we're going to talk about those things that increase your chance of heart disease, those things that can prevent or reverse many of those risks, and also how you can observe this day. So we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue our discussion on women's heart disease and National Wear Red Day. You're listening to the KWEENDOM radio show. I'm your host, LaNinia, the queen with the crooked crown. You're tuned into WDRBmedia, the voice of the community, the only station giving you double the information and inspiration. We'll be right back.
My baby, my Valentine. Can I hit the Mickey with the temperature is? If you leave me a good time, I swear. You are like the oxygen I need to survive, I'll be honest. I'm loving the thought of me, I am so obsessed. I want to chop your heart. Never did it back and it's real. Open up, make us feel love. Yeah, my love, one thing. Come and make a bad man sing. I got the finish work. Without you, I could feel lose my mind. Without you, I could feel fall and die. Without you, I could give up my life. Without you, never did it back and it's you. Open up, make us feel. Yeah, my love, one thing. Me make a bad man sing. Another nigga honey, lover, I wanna be a lover forever, forever.
Welcome back to WDRBmedia, the voice of the community, and those streaming live through free TuneIn Radio app and Streama. You're listening to Thy Queendom Come radio show, and I'm your host, LaNinia, the queen with the crooked crown. If you're just tuning in, we're discussing heart disease in women, and today is National Wear Red Day. So we're going to be talking about how you can prevent heart disease and some of the statistics that I actually wasn't aware of until doing some research on women and heart disease. So we're going to talk about that today and hopefully bring some enlightenment to some women that can save some lives. So a fact that I was, like I said, really unaware of, even though we have these awareness campaigns out, only about half of women recognize that heart disease is our number one killer. I had no idea. Heart disease is the leading cause of death for women in the United States, killing over 315,000 women in 2020, and about 1 in every 5 female deaths is the ratio. That is amazing and scary. Heart disease is the leading cause of death for African American and white women in the United States. Among American Indian and Alaskan Native women, heart disease and cancer cause roughly the same number of deaths. For Hispanic, Asian, or Pacific Islander women, heart disease is second only to cancer as a cause of death. About 1 in 16 women aged 20 and older have coronary heart disease, the most common type of heart disease. And about 1 in 16 white women, Black women, and Hispanic women, and about 1 in 30 Asian women. So, these statistics are shocking. And like I said, I had no idea. However, I've had a couple of friends who are actually a lot younger than me that have had some severe heart issues that were sudden, tragic, and luckily, they were all able to get to the hospital in time to save their lives. But when I think about that, it's like they had no clue that, they had these heart problems. And so, taking note of our health and that this is a real thing that is affecting women all over in every category. So we really need to pay attention to this disease. And so what increases a woman's chances of heart disease? Smoking, a sedentary lifestyle, meaning if you're not getting up, if you're not at least walking, doing some type of exercise, that's a sedentary lifestyle. You need to move around. It could be also unavoidable if it's in your family history. Diabetes, stress, so at any moment, so many of us can have this issue because a lot of us women are under a lot of stress on a daily basis. We just learn how to manage through the stress, but that can cause us some heart problems. Inflammatory diseases like rheumatoid arthritis and Crohn's, and complications during pregnancy and menopause. Hey, let me tell you, The menopause thing, I had no idea can cause heart disease. So you're going through one thing, sweating to death and having these hot flashes and acting like a crazy woman. And then that can also cause you to have some heart problems as well. I mean, being a woman is not easy. Lord. Okay. So, we can, though, prevent or reverse many of these risks just by taking some action. Go get your annual physicals. Please go get your annual physicals. That is so important because you could miss something by just missing a year. And that would be detrimental to your health. So stay intact and in tune with those yearly checkups. So we can lower our risk of heart attack and stroke by just making and following a simple plan. Quit smoking if you haven't already. And kudos to all of my women friends who gave up the cigarettes. I really applaud you because it's a fact, not a fun fact, but a fact that many, many moons ago, I thought that smoking was cool. And I probably smoked for about 3 or 4 years. I smoked, what are those? Virginia Slims, because I thought they were just more sophisticated. But, it's really disgusting. And it's like now when I am even around cigarette smoke, it's like, it disgusts me. But I know it's hard to quit. So I just urge you to do as much as you can to put the cigarettes down. Ask for some help and get some tools to make quitting a success for you. You can also change your lifestyle, becoming more active, improving your eating habits. That'll help with many of the risk factors like the stress, the family history, and other health conditions. And like I said, just go get those routine physical exams. Another thing I didn't know is that heart disease and stroke kill 1 in 3 women, but those diseases are 80% preventable, according to Go Red for Women's official website. So go to www.goredforwomen.org for more information. And just a little bit about the National Wear Red Day history. It's a campaign that started in 2004. When the American Heart Association took on the challenge of raising awareness about the number 1 cause of death in women. So this has been going on for quite a few years. And the ways that we can actually observe this day is, 1, wear red. I know my sisters in Delta Sigma Theta will never have a problem with this day, as they will proudly wear their red on Wear Red Day. So you can wear your red to show your support for saving women's lives, and go to social media and use hashtag #GoRedWearRed. And that will show some support for this national campaign. You can also help raise funds for awareness and research. You can get any gear at shopheart.org. And a portion of every purchase goes back to the programming and mission of the American Heart Association. And basically, know your numbers. Find out more about your risk factors at the American Heart Association website. So we're going to take another short break. And after the break, we'll continue our discussion on women's heart health and National Wear Red Day. You're tuned in to WDRB Media, the voice of the community, the only station giving you double the information and inspiration. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Keep your eyes on me, apply that. Get it, don't be timid when you in it, apply that. Love upon it, it belong, leave it. I don't want no drip, baby, spray like it's really so fine. It's spicy, baby, jump up on this. I guess that's why you like it, baby, come and get this. Takes a lot to excite me, baby, give it all you got. I'm a tough cookie, baby, get the right side. Why you texting me, you know I won't reply. Why you ain't with me when I wasn't this fly? Now I'm on top and now I'm riding sky. Don't need nobody these clothes anyway. My body dripping, boy, but you gon' have to wait. But when you get it, lick it like a candy cane. Keep your eyes on me, apply. Get it, don't be timid when you in it, fly. Love a bone, nibble on it, leave it. Say, I don't want no drip, baby, spray it like you need it. So fine and spicy, baby, jump up on this. I guess that's why you like it, baby, come and get this. Takes a lot to excite me, baby, give it all you got. I'm a dove cookie, baby, get the right side. Pop it, baby, twist it, honey. Do it like you mean it, darling. Keep it coming, ooh, keep me running. Leave it messy, go ahead and live in it. Swim up in it, pop it, baby, twist it, honey. Do it like you mean it, darling. Keep it coming, ooh, keep it running. Leave it messy, go ahead and live in it. Swim up in it. Keep your eyes on me, apply. Get it, don't be timid when you in it, fly. Love upon it, nibble on it, leave it. Say, I don't want no drip, baby, spray it like you mean it. So fine and spicy, baby, jump up on this. I guess that's why you like it, baby, come and get this. Takes a lot to excite me, baby, give it all you got. I'm a dove cookie, baby, get the right spot. Yeah, yeah. Hit it, babe. Hit it, babe. Oh, hit it, babe. Hit it, babe. I said, keep me
Welcome back to WDRB Media, the voice of the community, and those streaming live through free TuneIn Radio app and Apple Radio. You're listening to Thy Queendom Come radio show. I'm your host, LaNinia, the Queen with the Crooked Crown. This segment is brought to you by Precious Gifts Incorporated, who will be holding the Masterpiece Workshop for Women on Saturday, March 11th, 2023. They are still looking for vendors for this event. So if you have a business, brand, or service, please go to www.preciousgifts.com and register as a vendor on Eventbrite. If you have any questions about being a vendor, contact info@preciousgifts.com. Okay, so if you are just tuning in, we were discussing National Wear Red Day for Women's Heart Health. And before the break, I was talking about the factors that can lead to heart disease as it being the number one killer of women in the U.S. And one of them that particularly stood out for me was stress because, a lot of people don't have heart disease in their family history. A lot of women don't have diabetes. They don't have the health risk associated with heart disease. However, an external risk is the stress that becomes internal that can actually cause you to have heart disease, a stroke, or heart attack. So I wanted to just touch on some ways that we can deal with stress and lower our risk of any of these heart diseases. So here's some healthy ways you can deal with stress. For me, watching or reading or listening to news stories can stress me out, especially this most recent tragic event with Tyree Nichols. I'm not watching the video. I believe that will cause me emotional trauma. I've heard enough about it, and it would just put too much negativity in my spirit that I don't want to carry around, that would most likely cause me to internalize, the trauma and the stress of always thinking about, that could be my brother, my father, my friend, my son at some point, so taking a break from watching or listening to those news stories on social media, can really give you some relief from some stress that you don't have to take on. So consider limiting your news to maybe just a couple times a day, or disconnecting the phone, just step away from the media for a while. One of the big things, take care of yourself. Simply eat healthier, exercise, get plenty of sleep. Now that one for me, that's a hard one. I don't get a lot of sleep, but I do my best to incorporate exercise and eating clean. So if you can't do all of those things, try to do one more than the other, I would say, is my advice. We're not perfect, and we're not going to get it 100% every day. So give yourself a break. But we can always do better, right? So taking care of your body just through the day, I practice yoga. So taking the deep breaths, even if you don't do yoga, just if you're at a job, taking a deep breath, stretching or meditating at your desk can always just give you some type of temporary relief, but some relief at that moment. Like I said, eating healthy, well-balanced meals. There's so many apps. There's so many websites that give you healthy eating plans, and learning how to incorporate, meals that will give you all the nutrients you need, but then also keep you healthy. Exercise regularly. Avoid excessive alcohol, tobacco, and substance use. Of course, all of those will help you alleviate some stress. Even though we say, oh, let me get a glass of wine when I get home to alleviate stress, that can also, in some terms, lead to, more stress on your body. You may mentally feel a little better, but excessive alcohol, has the sugar in it and, all those other things. So I would say just in moderation with that. Continue with your routine preventive measures, your screenings, your mammograms, your annual checkups, all of that. And make time to unwind. Do some activities that you enjoy. Talk to people that care about you, that are concerned about your feelings. I'm a big advocate of therapy. Having that non-biased, non-judgmental party to talk to tell about your stressors is a huge help. I am super involved and advocating for therapy. So once again, recognize if you need more help. If you're to the point of being so stressed out, reach out and talk to somebody. Taking care of your emotional health is key to alleviating your stress and keeping you healthy. Okay, so I appreciate everyone tuning in today. Wear your red, and I would love for you to continue to tune in every Friday at 9:30 a.m. You can connect with me at LaNinia, LaNinia, at preciousgifts.com or 800-988-3044. If you want to be a guest on the show, or if you have a brand, service, or business that you'd like advertised, just reach out. You have been listening to the Queendom Come Radio Show. I'm your host, LaNinia, the Queen with the Crooked Crown, on WDRBmedia, the voice of the community for double the information and inspiration. Until next week, continue to be a blessing. Remember, you are the gift. Ashe.
I got the pretty lady with no stress. She got her own, but she needs some love. She got her own, but she needs some love. And she tell me, say, now only me they make her love. Tell me, say, now only me they cool her stress. She tell me, say, now only me she warm. She tell me, say, now me they make her warm. She tell me, say, that me they keep her warm. Wine on my body, baby, wine that. She tell me, say, my love make her wine that. She tell me, say, my love make her climax. She tell me, say, now only me they make her move. They make her feel right now. Girl, your body calling me right now. Girl,
now. So many things in my mind now. Make you make up, baby, right now. I've been waiting for tonight, where the energy feels right. When my touch make you feel right. Say tonight we come alive, live. Make we drink up while we reminisce. Say a prayer for our enemies. Say my love, now your remedy. Baby girl, you mean a lot to me. I got the pretty lady with no like, no stress. She got her own, but she needs some love. She got her own, but she needs some love. Like she tell me, say, now only me they make her love. Tell me, say, now only me they cool her stress. She tell me, say, now only me she want. She tell me, say, now me they make her want. She tell me, say, that me they keep her warm. She tell me, say, now only me they make her feel alright. Yeah, she tell me, say, now only me they make her feel alright. After the baby, me and my baby, yeah, we cuddle every night. She they ride it like a bike, riding 1,000 miles. Steady while she riding, and she gentle when she ride. These guys wine fi make my one buy. These one you show me one day pass my eye. When the matter boss, baby, again how you go down. I'll be waiting for tonight, yeah. She say we be the man, yeah. She say we get the stamina. Want me now, I'ma get want me now. Make a drink up while we reminisce. Say a prayer for our enemies. Say my love, now your remedy. Baby girl, you mean a lot to me. I got the pretty lady with no like, no stress. She got her own, but she needs some love. She got her own, but she needs some love. Like she tell me, say, now only me they make her love. Tell me, say, now only me they cool her stress. She tell me, say, now only me she want. She tell me, say, now me they make her want. She tell me, say, that me they keep her warm. Show me one thing that got you tripping. Show me one thing they make you want some more. South London girl make me tripping. South London girl they make my head the boss. Got my to my Asian girls. I said the big up my Jamaican girls. I said the big up my African girls. I guess a lady from my yard we know they make me rest. I got the pretty lady with no like, no stress. She got her own, but she needs some love. She got her own, but she needs some love. Like she tell me, say, now only me they make her love. Tell me, say, now only me they cool her stress. She tell me, say, now only me she want. She tell me, say, now me they make her want. She tell me, say, that me they keep her warm.
It's focus.
Hi, this is LaNinia, host of Thy Queendom Come radio show. By being on air, I'm able to encourage, enlighten, and support women of all ages. I'm grateful that this platform allows me to remind my sisters that you are the gift. Tune in Fridays, 9:30 a.m. WDRBmedia, the voice of the community.
Around getting started, like I want a key to the garden. So I put it up and I nodded. Tell me how you like it. Got me on the wheel, I'ma drive it. But they wanna raise up the mileage. Well, I don't like to turn my back. It's so I work and give back. May I just try to day my lane. I got the gang behind now. Listen when they call my name. I found a voice within me. No man can curse what God has made. So I can take your pain when the dark is closing in. See, they want to lock me down. When they try to take me down, we be flying off the ground. When the world is going out, when the earth is falling in. This is the mind, this is the light. This is the dawn, this is the way. I see the dream coming before me. I've been the one, don't have to say it. This is the vibe, don't need to fake it. Seeing the world, living beyond it. This is the key so I can save you. Well, I don't like to turn my back, so I work and give back. May I just try to do my lane. Got a gang behind now. Listen when they call my name. I found a voice within me. Now I can't curse what God has made. So let me pick your pain when the dark is closing in. See, they want to love you now. When they try to take you down, we be flying off the ground.